Sacha Drake is now one of Australia's leading fashion designers and labels, but her success comes with struggles, obstacles, roadblocks and being kicked out of fashion school. So, how did Sacha turn herself around to be now the founder of a multi-million-dollar fashion house? You'll find out here on iStyle TV. So welcome to iStyle TV, Sacha Drake. How exciting.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. Now, you knew at a very young age that you wanted to be a fashion designer, but getting there was a little bit of a struggle. Tell us the Sacha Drake story.
Well, it's actually a long story. I'll try and edit it for you. So I always loved drawing, and my mother noticed that I started drawing lots of dresses. So I went and learnt how to make clothes and pattern make, and then the lights really went on for me when I learned about pattern making. And then I did that from the age of 14, and then by the time I left high school and went to fashion college at 17, I was having a great time at college, working really hard, and they failed me on pattern making and sewing, which I'd been doing for the past few years. 14, yeah. So it was because I wanted to go my own way and work in my own made-to-measure way. So I just thought, oh well, this is silly. I can't have a career in fashion or a career in making clothes. So then I went and did other things. I ended up in the corporate world. I did lots of other things, and at about my late 20s, I just thought, no, I need to go back to my creative roots. So that's what I did, whittling away my skills, and eventually came back to live in Brisbane and just started again. And I just made the right clothes at the right time and went door knocking, and suddenly I had $20,000 in my bank account. Couldn't believe it after a few months of just working, and then didn't ever want to go back to work for someone else.
What's the philosophy behind the Sacha Drake range or the brand?
Well, number one is to inspire confidence in women through garments that fit and flatter and are unique in design.
So you're very empowering on shaping women's body and giving them a positive imagery of themselves. Tell us about your Shape Solutions range.
When I first opened my first retail store and I worked on the shop floor for about 6 weeks myself, I realised that women were really inept at describing their bodies, understanding the shape they were, and often really cruel to themselves about how they labelled their bodies. We'll often say, what body shape do you think you are? And they might say, oh, well, I think I'm kind of hourglass with, but I don't like my big bum. And I'll say, no, let's say that you're more of a pear shape. So it's much kinder to refer to hourglass with pear tendencies than to say I hate my big bum. So the Body Shape Guide is all about having positive language. And it's a great tool for my staff to give me feedback on the garments as to what shapes and sizes have worked really well in particular styles of garments. So it's a two-way positive communication still for me.
So I always believe that every path is littered with challenges and learnings. What have been some of your learnings along the way to get you here today?
There's endless challenges. I think I was reflecting on motherhood, but motherhood means that as a challenge, I can't get on a plane. However, that means I have to be resourceful locally, and I have to use my creativity by looking out the window and finding inspiration and find local ways of doing things. And I have done that, which has resulted in some great outcomes for me.
So you touched on motherhood. Tell me about your work-life balance. Do you believe in work-life balance?
I think it's hard to ask someone like me because my work isn't yes, it's work, but it's my life's calling. I think work-life balance is setting up what is the expectation in your life, and I knew I would always do this when I had children, and I made it really clear to my husband and the people around me. And so my children know that I work. So their expectation has always been, since they were born, that I go to work. So if I didn't have that expectation for myself or for people around me, then you create a challenge for yourself. So part of work-life balance is all about perception and expectation. Sometimes I deliver really well, and sometimes I deliver really poorly on the balance side.
So when it comes to your inspiration for your beautiful designs, where do you get that from?
So my inspiration, other than the fabric, is my customers and the feedback I get from my fabulous staff about why they buy something, why they don't want something, why they do want something, why a certain design is a hit with everybody. I get lots of really wonderful feedback. I have lovely customers.
So our spring-summer fashion is just about to launch. What can we see hit the runway this year with Sacha Drake?
So spring and summer for me is about staying true to my signature, which is striking but feminine. That's my design signature. And I think I've delivered on that in two ways. Firstly, amazing striking florals in different textures, in really simple cuts, very feminine, really strong shapes. And secondly, navy is the new black at the moment. So it's delivering a freshness to navy and white. And my interpretation of all things navy into really smart, beautiful silhouettes, texture in fabric, drape. Yeah, I just try and keep it unique.
So if you had to restart your wardrobe from scratch, God forbid, what would be the 5 key items you would buy first off?
I would definitely have a nice pair of black pants, a white shirt. I would have a great little black dress. I'd have a fun skirt, a really good plain t-shirt, and an absolutely amazing piece that makes my heart sing.
Yeah, like a wow factor.
A wow factor piece.
What's been one of your biggest fashion faux pas?
Oh, one of my favourites.
The 80s? No, just joking.
No. I think one of my favourite personal faux pas is, I designed a crazy purple and gold dress in college, and I made myself a beautiful floaty skirt that I wore over a bodysuit when I must have been 19, working in the city, and I was walking down Queen Street, and I was walking along and I was like, oh, what's that in the way of my feet? It's my skirt! And my skirt had fallen off my body.
Oh no.
And thus the realisation that a press stud is not enough
to hold
a single skirt up.
People got dinner and a show.
And I think I was still beetroot red by the time I'd walked back to work. And the girls were like, what's wrong with you? I was so mortified. So that would be one of my key ones.
I grew up in
Brisbane.
The first thing I do when I wake up is
sneeze.
If I could be better at anything, it would be
cooking.
I'm at my happiest when
I'm either cuddling my children in bed or designing.
When I'm not working, I am
with my family.
I wish I could
be more organised when entertaining friends.
Most people don't know that I
can do a good kookaburra impression.
Well, you have to do it now.
No, I can't. I have to have some water to do it. No, I'm
gonna
not
hold
gonna
you to
do
that. When I was growing up, I wanted to be.
A fashion designer.
Yeah. I can't live without.
My husband.
My greatest achievement is.
My life with my family, marriage, and my work.
I laugh out loud when.
My kids and my husband do crazy dances.
My hidden talent is.
Well, I already told you about the kookaburra.
Which we've yet to see.
Well, I probably shouldn't say it out loud because it's hidden, but I'm really good at driving and applying nail polish at the same time.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for watching iStyle TV and our story on the very talented Sacha Drake. Don't forget to subscribe to iStyle TV on YouTube, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Tam Wrigley and we'll see you next time.
Because I love
Have you watched
House
Scandal?
of Cards.
Yeah, it's really
House
good.
of Cards is genius. But yeah, no, so I do enjoy that.
All right.
I'm good.
Are you? Oh, sorry, we're chatting.
Having a good chat.
Having a chit chat.